Hello YouTube and all who inhabit it, greetings from the Stop Motion Reviewer. Today we're going to be doing a Jazzy video on Reveal the Shield Jazz. Before we get started, I just have one question for you. Jazz transforms into a vehicle that's heavily reminiscent of a Pontiac Solstice. For a vehicle mode that was at a time where the primary focus was on the Movieverse figures, this figure is absolutely phenomenal, albeit the paint job was extremely bland upon getting him out of the box. The entire ass end of the car mode was completely unpainted upon me getting it, which I found to be incredibly stupid. And that's not the only corner that Hasbro cut in this figure. I'll talk about it a little bit later on, but I'll just say that a YouTube channel named Heck, I'm not kidding, pointed out a really stupid flaw in the figure that we'll cover later on. Considering what the figure transforms into gains so much height, it's amazing how much they managed to compact down the car mode and make it relatively small. This also actually showed quite a bit that the Siege figures aren't really downsizing deluxes per se, they're just extremely varying in size, which makes them widely inconsistent on whether or not they're worth paying the price for. Getting back onto the review, the vehicle mode is, as I said, incredibly bland and there's not really much to it. I wish I would get the repro labels for it, but I don't like modifying figures that I've already paid for, and I heard that repro label shipping is an absolute nightmare where you could be waiting like 2 months for stickers, and I don't want to put myself through that. Something incredibly stupid I didn't realize until about 3 days after I bought the figure was that this figure actually comes with the speakers. This is a completely unnecessary detail that they added despite the fact they didn't have to, and this shows that Reveal the Shield really wasn't about cutting corners. Sure, the ball joints might have been absolute shit on some of them, but altogether the design ideas were genius, the amount of innovation they put into the figures was just out there. Anyways, before I get off topic, let's get on to transformation. This is the closest transformation to Generation 1 Jazz we have ever gotten, and this figure is drop-dead fantastic because of it. This is exactly what the Generation line was supposed to be about. A perfectly accurate Generation 1 update of the figure with some modern touches added to make the figure that much more appealing. However, there are some very stupid design choices that were made on behalf of this figure that really dragged it down. The first thing we're going to mention is the stupid flaw I was mentioned before that Heck had brought up on one of my videos or whatever. Some idiotic workers at Hasbro decided that, hey, let's not make a chest-piece taboo, that's a great idea. So the torso just flops up and down in a completely stupid way. I do love the automorph touches that they added to the figure, including the head popping up as you fold the chest down and the shins coming out as you accordion down the legs. That is an awesome touch that makes it so you can still have no kibble or anything like that in the card mode, but it automatically transforms itself, so you're not going to have to worry about anything getting crammed or stuck. People have complained that sometimes the automorph doesn't work, but that's because they're hand-fisting the thing most of the time, and nobody seems to know an easy way of transforming it. That's actually a big reason why I do my reviews in stop motion, because every review I see at an amateur level winds up looking like this. So to transform the figure, you're going to want to, you got to take this piece here and then... But altogether, the robot mode is almost flawless. The ball joint is still loose as all hell for some reason on my copy of the figure. I think I just have shitty luck with quality control. But the posability is still there, and it still looks awesome. He does come with a little gun that you can fold up and store in car mode, but it's really just a pea shooter that came with tracks, so I don't think it's any big deal that I had to show off in this review. Altogether, Jazz is a very well articulated, fantastic update to a Generation 1 Jazz that we love. He doesn't give up his quality for a stupid combining gimmick and doesn't literally fall in half just like the original. And at the end of the day, this is the definitive retail perfect update to Jazz that's non-third party and semi-affordable if you can find a good deal on eBay, that is. The aftermarket prices on this figure have been an absolute nightmare. This thing goes for like $50 on eBay easy. I found one guy who was selling it for $25 and I felt like I hit the frickin' jackpot with this guy because he's just one of those figures that for some reason everyone has an excessive need to sell for 5 times what it's worth. Altogether, I'd give this figure a very solid 9 out of 10. I would have given it a 9.5 if the chest piece tabbed in the ball joints weren't ass, just like tracks. But altogether, this figure is about as perfect of a Jazz you're going to get at a retail, affordable level. This has been the Stop Motion Reviewer. I'm not for kids. COPPA, please don't fucking sue me. On a side note, I might have a full-time job coming up pretty soon, so I might start posting less frequently. I also have to start prioritizing a little bit more quality control of my videos because there's been some incredibly stupid errors that shouldn't have gotten into my animation that was just left there. My Omega Supreme review had my whole ass leg in the shot for half the frames, and I think that's a little embarrassing when it comes to terms of quality. So at this point in time, I'll probably be uploading every Saturday at 9. I don't know, let me think what you know in the comments below.